back, everybody. This video today, you've probably seen it in the workshop, and I've done a little bit on this machine, but it's my tool and cutter grinder, and I use it quite a lot. I sharpen a lot of my CNC bits. I can do that with force burr. I can sharpen those. It's harder to do with the very small ones, but you can do them. I do drill bits and I do various other cutters. It's not any good for router cutters. There's very little you can do to adapt this to cut or to sharpen router cutters. But the problem that you have with if you're sharpening drills is you've got a set of collets that go in here. I'll show you the collets. Those are the collets, okay? Now you get them in different sizes. That's all good and well, but if you're sharpening a full set of drills, like I have a set of really good quality drills, and they go up in 0.5, so they'll start off at 1 mil and they'll go 1.5, 2 mil, 2.5, right up to, I think the largest is 10 mil. But then I have some in another box that goes up to the same, up to 13 mil. I have some bigger drills, but they're not a problem normally. But you've got to look at what you could do. Now, to sharpen those, you'd have to have a different collet for every drill, which is very difficult to do. And it'd cost you an arm and a leg for those. So what I did was, using the old 3D printer again, I decided on printing a lot of collets. I'll show you them in a moment. And they're pretty simple really. I have a collet for each size drill, stepping it up, and you find out that like a 4 mil drill bit, a 4.5, because the nature of how I made them, would do 4.8, or the 4 mil will do a 4.2, and vice versa. So it will get in between those as well. And the drills I'm sharpening today, this is a 12.5, yep, 12.5 mil. So those are the bushes that I make. All right, I 3D print them, and you can see them. They've got a, I hope you can see that. They've got a little, they've got a slot in, okay, and that's allows you enough to clamp that up. So it'll move. That's why I say it will work with slightly under, slightly over drills. All right, and if you look, it's got a collar on, a little collar there, so it sits inside the, let me take it out, take this out and I'll show you. Okay, that's the collar for this one, or it's a 19 mil. It's pretty standard, threaded at one end, and you wind it in, it takes it in. It goes on a pin that fits in there. You can see that, it slides in. There's a location pin and it holds in there. Right, my slot's in, okay, so pretty simple, but it does hold the drill. So all I have to do when I change drills is make sure I've got the correct collets, and I've got a full set. I'll show you them. There you are, full set of collets, okay, as you can see. Now you'll notice some smaller ones here. Now they're because I can sharpen down to 1 mil, but I'd do them by eye anyway. But I stopped them at 2 mil, okay, so they're going a different collet than this one, so they're printed slow. You don't need a big one like this, like for the 19 mil one, so they go in a smaller one. All right, and there's a full set there, does the range. It didn't take long, it's pretty easy design, and these are just out of PLA. All right, but as you can see, 19 mil, that's the collet for the 12.5 mil drill. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run it through you how you can sharpen them on this machine. It's brilliant. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run it through and just show you roughly how I sharpen a drill on here. It's pretty straightforward. Take that out there. Right, you can. I'm hoping you can see that. It does an absolute brilliant job at sharpening them. I mean, I could sharpen because I've quite a few collets, but not for every drill size. Well, this enables me to do it, because if I get an oddball size, I just print one off, and you go through the collets till you find one that fits. So what I'll do, I'll take you near the machine and I'll do you a close-up of how I set it up and roughly how I sharpen it. Okay, right, here we are at the grinder. I'm hoping you can see it. It's very difficult with the machinery around it to get you such a close-up, but remember I showed you the pin there. All you do is slide that in and you'll feel it's that slot. Okay, it's set at the locking pin in. You can lock it in at different angles, different degrees. Okay, so I always start off at 0, which is there. That's locked in, it's pinned in. Collet. Okay, pop it on your drill and just move this a bit further away. So it's a large drill. Okay, pop the collet in. That's it. Alright, push it down as far as you need to at the moment. And what I do is I look at the angle of the drill bits. Now some of these drill bits, they'll have an angle on when you get them new, so I copy exactly the angle that they came with. Alright, now you can, what I normally do is I move this over to here and then I roughly just get what the angle is. Now that cutting face there, I have, whether it's right or whether it's wrong, but I get sharpened drills perfect every time. I get them so that they're roughly level on this direction. Okay, I don't know if you can see that, but it's level. I can push that in a little bit more so it doesn't make any difference. Alright, don't tighten that up yet, and then I make sure that the angle is correct. If it's not correct, you might just have to move that a little bit. Alright, then I'll tighten that up. You just snip it. It'll move it back from the face, don't worry about that, because I've wound this undone, till you get it a little bit and then just check it off again. That's how I do it. It will move as you're tightening it in. Okay, so that's roughly set. Back that off. Okay, you can check the angles because they're done, and they're normally, I've set on here for my drill bits, normally between 55 and 45. They'll work between there sometimes. And you've got another one down there, and there, that's on about 2 degrees offset. So you need that heel. When you sharpen a drill, the heel mustn't hit first, the cutting face has to, so you have to have a clearance on your heel on a drill. Okay, there we are. That's that one done. Then unlock this, because this is your adjustment for taking it in each time. So put it past, which you need to be able to swim past. Alright, okay, so that's past now. Pull it forward, make sure you've got a bit of light on the job. Alright, and I know that's roughly around about right, so till it's touching, you can just hear that. Alright, so then start that off. Okay, check your face. That looks about right. Okay, and on here you go around to 180 degrees. You can see this has been sharpened by eye before, so you can see how much it's out. Okay, take another 5 thou off. Back round to 0. Okay. Another 5 thou. This is a dry cutting diamond wheel, very expensive. I don't buy cheap ones, don't pay. I'll just whip that back round to 0 without taking any more off. Look at the face, the cutting face, and that is pretty damn good, but I'm going to go another one, another 5mm, 5 thou, sorry. And that's the drill bit sharpened. I'll show you it now. Knock the machine off, unclamp it, hit it, free it, pull the drill out. Okay. Now, I don't know if you can see that. I'm hoping you can. You can see the cutting faces on that. And if you look at the heel is lower than the cutting face, only by possibly 1 degree, but it's just enough to clear it when it's cutting. Okay, right, here we are, another drill bit set up. Back round to 180 again. Another 5 thou. Back round to 0. Another 5. Just keep going round till you keep inspecting the face, make sure it's cleaned it all up, the cutting point. And I'll show you what this is now. Now, I'm hoping you can see that, but you can see there's actually 2 faces. There's a cutting face and then there's a heel drop back. Okay, that just gives it that extra clearance when it's cutting, but you can see it does an absolutely brilliant job. You see the 2 cutting faces there and there. Well, that's it for this short video. I just wanted to show you that you can sharpen these manual. You can buy I have one up there which I take out on site with me if I'm going out doing any work, just so I can touch the drill up, and it's just a cheap one. You just it plugs into the main. It's only a small unit, drill sharpener, and you just put it in, it sharpens them. It does all right if you're wanting a drill sharpened while you're out on a job, but I can actually sharpen them better by eye on the grinder, but this thing sharpens them absolutely spot on. But as I've explained, you'd have to have a chuck type in here so you can put any drill in, but I don't have that, and I'm not paying any more out for it. I mean, it costs an arm and a leg as it is did this unit, but it's paid for itself. The number of CNC cutters that I've sharpened with it, and other people's drill bits, but other people's cutters as well. It's a shame it doesn't do router cutters. There probably is some fandangled way of doing it, but I don't know. I'm not going to go into it, but yeah, it sharpens drill. It does a perfect job of sharpening drill bits. 3D printed set of collets that fits into one collet, and I believe the other is an 8mm or might be a 10mm collet, and the smaller drill collets go in that. So there you go. So right, that's it for this video, just a short one. I'm going to be, next video that I'm going to be doing is, I'm doing one on the motorcycles that I've got in here in the garage, not the ones round at my lockup. It's something that's occurred with me with the motorcycles, and I'll do a full video on that and explain what's happened. Right, and watch out for a video that I'll be doing next week, I believe. If you remember, I told you about my grandson Jack that did the Lego type engines for me. Lovely lad. And it's his 18th birthday this year. And I've got a younger grandson, Max, his brother. And I'm going to take him to, it's either going to be Eden Camp, which I presume a lot's heard about, or I'm going to be taking him to the Yorkshire Air Museum at Elvington, and he wants me to do a vlog. He wants to operate the camera and me do a bit of talking, and whether I get him on, I don't know. But also Max is going. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give them a camera apiece, and I'm going to let them vlog till their heart's content. Let them video it to how they want to do it, and we'll put it all I'll put it all together, and we'll see what comes out of it. And I will be putting it on. It should be interesting, but nevertheless they wanted to do it, so, and I'll give them every opportunity. So that's it for this video. Don't forget like and subscribe, doesn't cost anything, and it does help my channel. And don't forget the notification as well. Thumbs up, I like them. And I've had some questions over the last videos that I put on, and one video that I did created a lot of interest, and that was if you remember Heinz fridge freezer, the drip tray, or lack of. I've had numerous requests on would I sell them, would I print them off and sell them, and I've had to reply to them. I said I put the file up on Maker World, and it's there to print off, but the number of people that's asked for this drip tray, because mine works absolutely fantastic, it makes a massive difference than the water when you drip it running down the door. It catches in the tray, and it looks part of the fridge freezer as well when it's printed in the right colour. So yeah, Heinz, why they've never come out with a magnetic drip tray, I have no idea, but I've had a lot of requests. Unfortunately, I don't print them and sell them. The reason why, I used to do print and sell the for the K40 laser. I used to sell the air nozzle and a laser pointer for it. But what was happening with it was I was making them and posting them off, and then it happened a few occasions, and it's happened with other items. I'm sorry, we haven't received it. When's it coming? Well, I've got notification it's been received here. Well, no, we haven't got it. It must have gone to the wrong house. We definitely haven't got it, and I know for a fact they've received them. And I used to do it through eBay, and automatically the lodge a dispute, or I send another one out, and I've had to send another one out. Now the diodes weren't cheap as it was for the point, the red dot diode, so it cost me, and I just were fed up with the hassle of it. So I've had to kindly say to my subscribers, I'm sorry I don't sell them, but I have put the file up on Make a World. If anybody, or if they know anybody that's got 3D print, they want to print it out for them, that's fine. You know, I'm quite happy with that. I've helped somebody with it. So yeah, that was just a little snippet of some of the questions I've asked. But any questions you want to ask as regard anything I do, just put it in the comments and I will try and get back to you. And if you can't find the video that it was about, just notify me in another comment on another video. Say, I'm sorry, I've had to comment on here because of I can't find the video that I was looking at. Can you help me? And I will do. As you know, I'll try my best. So right, that's it. So don't forget, like and subscribe. Thumbs up. You be safe, you be careful, and bye for now. Bye.